Possibly I'm not your commonplace motorcyclist since I totally cherish riding in the rain. I find that it increases every one of my faculties and can transform an unremarkable ride into one that turns into a seriously engaged affair. Maybe my affection for rain riding originates from the way that, the first occasion when I drove on a bike, it downpoured, and I was ready. I was additionally panicked, yet I'd just been riding for a couple of days. All things considered, some new, and experienced, riders won't much consider riding when the rain descends, and that is extremely too terrible. They're passing up a great opportunity for what isolates the end-of-the-week warriors from the no-nonsense motorcyclists. On the off chance that you'd jump at the chance to enhance your diversion in the wet, read on for a few hints on the most proficient method to ride capably when the skies open. 1. Wear appropriate rigging. It's difficult to have a ton of fun when you're doused deep down. Furthermore, once you're great and wet, getting frosty follows in moderately short request. Getting to be hypothermic on a bike is no joke. Your capacity to focus and perform testing mental errands, like working a cruiser, is reduced. That is before we much consider the familiar luxuries, as warm hands, that can really control controls. At the absolute minimum, you require a rain suit for severe climate. It should be costly, simply strong, waterproof, and ideally splendidly shaded. My first rain suit just cost about $35 and was only a splendid orange PVC-covered, one-piece bound suit I purchased at a modern supply store. It kept going me about a season. I additionally utilized a couple of draw-over elastic boots to keep my riding boots dry. They cost about $10. For gloves I utilized the biggest dishwashing gloves I could discover and wore them over my late spring weight riding gloves. These were not much, yet they got me through my first year of riding bikes on the constrained spending that I had at the time. 2. Utilize smooth control inputs. Indeed, footing is constrained in the rain when contrasted with dry asphalt, yet the wet climate hold of bike tires has made huge walks over the most recent few decades. All things considered, you shouldn't circumvent making ham-fisted control inputs unless you need to wind up on your head. Smooth is the agent word, here. Keeping in mind the end goal to give yourself an opportunity to be smooth with your control inputs, you'll need to expand your following separation and lower your paces. Despite the fact that ABS has changed wet climate braking well-being, you'll stop faster in the event that you figure out how to develop braking weight to the point of bolt-up when required. An expanded after separation gives you somewhat more time to apply your brakes and have the bicycle's weight move forward as you work in weight. Suddenly applying the brakes in the rain will make them either instantly bolt or have the ABS assume control, neither of which are ideal braking methods. 3. Focus on the asphalt. The asphalt surface can fluctuate a considerable amount as you go not far off. In the rain, you ought to do your best to dodge paint and tar stripes. On the off chance that you should go over them, endeavor to be as upright as could be allowed. The same goes for metal. Evade sewer vent covers, metal plates covering development, and railroad tracks like the Dorman. They can be as smooth as ice in the event that you attempt to turn or stop on them. On the off chance that you completely should cross them, do as such straight all over while endeavoring to maintain a strategic distance from any guiding, speeding up, or braking input. At convergences, you ought to likewise do your best to maintain a strategic distance from the focal point of the path and, rather, adhere to the auto tire tracks. Wherever that auto stop can gather oil drippings in the focal point of the path while the tire tracks have a tendency to be more clean. 4. Keep up your cruiser. Legitimate support of your hardware is essential in each riding circumstance, however it assumes a shockingly huge part in wet climate riding. Track your tire wear. At the point when the wear bars start to appear, you will start to have traded off footing in your tires if there is water out and about. The same is valid for keeping up appropriate gaseous tension in your tires. Makers plan the tire tread to work with a specific contact fix shape. On the off chance that your tires are either finished or underswelled, you'll have less footing accessible in light of the fact that the notches can't channel the water away as adequately. Trust it or not, a disgracefully balanced chain can likewise influence your accessible back wheel grasp. Over-the-top chain slack can suddenly exchange energy to the back wheel, making it break footing, something you would prefer not to do while circumventing a corner. 5. Enhance your vision. Amid rain, your vision is impeded by numerous elements. Thus, Anything you can do to keep your vision clear is imperative. To start with, don't wear a tinted visor. It's as of now darker in the rain. Why additionally lessen the measure of light that achieves your eyes? The development of water beads on the outside of your visor is one of the greatest obstructions for your vision. Amusingly, it is a greater amount of an issue in light rain, or fog falling off the vehicles before you, than in a more non-stop rain. The reason being that the littler beads can develop all the more thickly on your visor. At low, around town speeds, the best cure is to wipe your visor with your glove. Some waterproof gloves even component a wiper sharp edge worked into a finger for this reason. At throughway speeds, quickly turning your head left and right will permit the wind current to push the beads off your visor. On the off chance that you live in a domain where it as often as possible downpours, treat your visor with a hydrophobic liquid, for example, Rain-X. This can help limit the measure of water that will connect itself to your visor.